for parties and picnics." "How much would it cost?" Lady Jo was much more sensible than her husband. Sir Sidney waved his hand, as if to say, "What is money compared to parties and picnics? I will build it in the meadow," he said. "The meadow?" thought Olive. "Think about it," cried Sir Sidney. "Summer evenings, the moon, the stars, looking back over the valley, the park all lit up. It would be impressive." Sir Sidney was a man who liked to impress. Olive screwed up the courage to speak. "Where exactly in the meadow?" she asked. Her father shifted on his chair, and Olive knew, she just knew. "Where my oak tree is," she said. Sir Sidney nodded. "I'm sorry about that, but there are lots of other trees." "Not like mine," said Olive. "The oak tree is my friend." Everybody stared, even the servants. It was rare enough to hear Olive talk, let alone stand up to her father, and possibly because he was so surprised, Sir Sidney said, "Very well, I have to go out now, but I will be back at tea time. If by then you can think of something more impressive than my summer house, I will not cut down the oak." "Do you promise?" asked Olive. "I promise." Sir Sidney looked at his watch. "You have just over 7 hours. "I'll do it," Olive vowed. "I will think of something." She ran out of the breakfast room, down the big lawn, over the bridge, and through the woods to the meadow, where all her determination left her, and she crumpled at the foot of her oak tree. She had no idea what to do next. The wind breathed through the oak tree's branches. Olive curled up among its roots. "I wish you would help me," she said. The oak leaves sighed. The trees in the woods sighed. Olive began to feel drowsy. She closed her eyes and yawned. She mustn't sleep. She mustn't. She had to think. She slept. The clock in the tower struck the hour. When Olive woke, the meadow, the oak, and the view of the valley were gone. Oak trees support more life forms than any other forest. Over 2,300 birds, mammals, insects, moss, and fungi depend on them. There are about 500 species of oak tree. They grow 20 to 40 meters tall. They usually live to between 100 and 300 years, but can live to well over 1,000. Every autumn, jays bury thousands of acorns to use as food in the winter, some of which grow into new trees. Common oak, Quercus robur. Oak. Olive was lying on the floor of a forest, and a voice was shouting in her ear. She scrambled to her knees and looked around, but there was nobody there. What was this place? She had never seen a forest like it, so close and full, so alive. Vast trees soared above her, blocking out the sun, draped in vines and moss, with giant fungi growing from their trunks, and a tangle of smaller trees spread beneath them. And the noise! Creaking branches and rustling leaves, the caw of rooks and the rat-a-tat of woodpeckers, the trill and chatter of songbirds. In every forest Olive had ever visited, there were always some signs of human activity: a coppiced tree, the glimpse of a field, a path, a fence. Here there was none of that. The forest was completely wild. Yet Olive wasn't afraid. Quite the opposite. She felt excited, with a sort of bubbly giddiness, as bursting with life as her surroundings. As her eyes adjusted to the dim light, Olive saw that she was on the edge of a grassy clearing, with a narrow deer track leading into it, and a large oak growing on the far side. Her heart leaped, then fell, as she saw that this oak was taller and older than her.